Hello, dear student. Today we will discuss Oz poem. The name of the king, Ozymandias, means the king of nothingness. Let's start. Before starting the lecture, we have certain objective of this poem: relation of language and literature, use of poetry and poetic language, understanding of poem, Ozymandias. Language is the medium of communication and literature is a way of life. These both things, they represent life. Poetry is the musical language of any expression. Here we understand the poetic language, which has been written by P.B. Shelley, a British romantic poet. Like other romantic poets, he wrote about the return to nature, freedom, democracy, and human rights. Many of the poems often use ancient stories as a source of inspiration. Ozymandias is his most famous poem. Now the summary of this poem: the speaker describes a meeting with someone who has traveled to a place where ancient civilization existed. He knew from the title that he is talking about Egypt. The traveler told the speaker a story about an old, fragmented statue in the middle of the desert. The statue is broken apart, but he can still make out of the face of a person. The face looks stern and powerful, like a ruler. The sculptor did a good job at expressing the ruler's personality. The ruler was a wicked guy, but he took care of his people. On the pedestal near the face, the traveler reads an inscription in which the ruler Ozymandias tells anyone who might happen to pass by, basically, look around and see how awesome I am, how beautiful I am, but there is no other evidence of his awesomeness in the vicinity of his broken statue. There is just a lot of sand as far as the eye can see. The traveler ends his history. Now, after the summary of this poem, we understand the ruler. He did bad and he was recognized his dignity, but he was not a good person. And after his death, he had been criticized by metaphysical forces or heavenly bodies or the surroundings. Who is this statue of? We can ask this question and easily recognize. Ramses II, Pharaoh Ozymandias. What happened to the statue? You come to know, or you can understand. You easily understand, and you can make a perception. Why did Pharaoh need slaves? Ramses was known for building a lot, known for the many works he created of himself, and there was many more. About in Egypt, you can easily understand the rulers, the people, they did something. After long discussion, we understand the text. Now revise this text. I met a traveler from an ancient land. Here the poet discussed this thing, or described. I met a traveler who said two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, they were standing, the trunkless legs, they were standing in the desert, and the half portion of the body was not there. Half sunk, shattered visage lies. Everything was broken, and the face was shattered, whose frown and wrinkled lips and sneer of cold command. One can easily recognize the cold command and expression of the face when it was broken. Tell that it's a sculptor Valdo's passion red. we can easily recognize, because the person who made this statue, he represented all the expression on the statue, which yet survived. Now it was still there, stamped on the lifeless things, and they were permanent. The hand that mocked, the hand that criticized them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear. These words, they had been written on the pedestal, or on the feet, under the feet. My name is Ozymandias, king of the king. I am the king of the king. I did a marvelous job in my life, you can see, but it was opposite at that moment. Look on my work, ye mighty, and despair you will look upon. And now the things, they were totally juxtaposed. Nothing beside remains. Now round the decay of colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretched far away. Now the death leveled everything. There was nothing, and everybody was in the feeling of sadness and remorse. This poem is the pitfall of the grandeur of king and queen. So we can easily take this lesson. Thank you very much.